Hello, and welcome to What Goes Bump the Night. My name is Riley Clark,
And I'm Trevor Jensen.
and hopefully you can hear us because this is the third time we've tried to start this episode, and hopefully the third time is the charm.
Fucking 3 times we tried to do this. So we're back.
Well, we are back, and we're super excited for this episode for a third time. 93, it makes sense, right? Makes sense that we'd have to do this.
So after this
again.
one, we just strike out. That's what it is.
But yeah. We are super excited for this episode, like I just said. And we want to give a shout out to, of course, Tommy Tombstone for being on the last live stream with us. That went on for almost 3 hours. And it was a lot of fun. And it's super exciting that we have plans with him in the future to collaborate on more and more paranormal things, not just live streams, like actual investigations and looking for ghosts.
We
and the
want
shit
to make
that we love to do. Yeah, in a documentary on a place that we mentioned in that episode with him. So definitely go check that out. And definitely thank you, Night Crew, our listeners, for making March the best month we've ever had.
Ow, ow.
My heart is exploding with joy, especially with our 100th episode approaching. Like, it's just a huge milestone, and you guys just continue to destroy the goals we set for you. Like we said, what, 10,000 for this year, like by the end of this year,
and we're coming close already.
We're almost there already. So like, that's insane. Like, this year just started. We're only 4 months in.
I'm flabbergasted.
And we only have like 2,000 plays to go, and that's gonna happen super fast because we're almost to 100.
Thanks, Jenna.
Yeah, we have someone watching now to tell us, hey, it's not working.
Oh, I really hope we have no more technical
Thank you,
issues.
Jenna. Yes.
Fucking A.
Yeah, so no more technical difficulties on this episode. We're going to fly through this with amaze and excitement because it's the SCP Foundation, baby.
This will be the third time I've read number 17.
So it should come off the tongue.
So without further ado, why don't we just get right back into SCPs? Because this is what, SCP number 6? This is the 6th time we've done this?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we are on SCP number 17. And this one is called Shadow Person. Dun dun dun. Okay, SCP-17 is contained in an acrylic glass cage 100 centimeters by 50 centimeters by 50 centimeters, centrally suspended in a concrete room measuring 6 meters by 6 meters by 4 meters. And before I go any further, 1 meter is 3 feet 3 inches.
Okay.
So that if that helps you guys,
big,
yeah, if that helps.
Feet, it's like, that doesn't make any sense to you, but it makes sense to us right now.
Yeah.
It's like, what, probably your average table height, I would think.
Just about, yeah, maybe a little taller.
Maybe a little taller.
Maybe a little taller.
I don't know how tall a table is.
Yeah, it's been almost 4 years at this point, if you ask me. Because if you talk about how long we've talked about doing it, going into doing it, yes, it's been a very long time.
Shout out to chat, Jenna.
Woo!
Jay's in the chat.
Woo! SCP-17 is attached to the wall, ceiling, and floor of the room, and there are high-intensity arc lamp spotlights pointed directly at the acrylic cage. To ensure the SCP-17 is consistently exposed to light from every angle. Personnel assigned to SCP-17 control room are to monitor the functionality of the spotlights and the emergency generator system, and call for maintenance immediately upon knowledge of a burnt-out lamp or an issue with the generator. The only circumstance under which personnel are allowed to enter is to replace lamps. Personnel entering the room are required to wear designated full-body reflective suits and must be cautioned not to step in front of functional spotlights. Description: SCP-17 is a humanoid figure approximately 80 centimeters in height, anatomically similar to a small child, but with no discernible identifying features. SCP-17 seems to be composed of a shadowy, smoke-like shroud. No attempt to find any object beneath the shroud has been successful, but the possibility has not been ruled out. SCP-17 reaction to shadows cast upon it is immediate and swift. SCP-17 leaps at the object, casting the shadow, and completely encloses it in its shroud, whereupon it returns to its normal size, leaving no trace of the object behind. Book!
So this thing will devour anything that
making
creates a shadow.
So me, you, your dog, your lamp, your tables, your
Unless you're
chairs.
in a fully reflective suit where light just shines off you.
Where does it go? Does it like digest immediately and poop it out into its shadow form and make its shadow bigger?
Shadow poops.
Shadow
Shadow
poops.
people.
Shadow big
person.
Poops. Big poop shadow. I mean, that's pretty fucking crazy. And like, I want one of these reflective suits. Like, I'm gonna go to a disco night and I'm gonna go boogie woogie.
Yeah, I'd wear one.
I mean, it's got to be
everywhere I go.
It's like that reflective shit that they put on like all the high intensity vests that you wear out when you're running and shit. And you're just like, I'm fucking styling, walking in the spotlight. Okay, enough of that.
New single. What goes off records?
That's the new single. I'm just gonna start like a very old school funky pop music thing, and then that's just
we're gonna start our own record label, and it's just gonna be songs by Trevor.
Are you guys ready for this? I'll do it. I swear to God. Just tip me. That's all I just throw the money in the little pot that I put out in front of the place.
And if you like this episode, make sure you go give us a thumbs up. I think it's right here.
Ring the notification bell.
Ring it. Give us a thumbs up. Hit that bell. Make sure you're getting bumped every time we go live or do anything on the tube. I'm gonna start calling it the tube.
The tube. The tube of the U's.
The U of the tube.
The U of the tube. Just keep your tubes in order.
Also, down there is a link to our merch shop, so you can go buy a really cultish like shirt.
Move off to the side, because there we go. I was just saying the logo is directly behind your mic. Like, just check it out. It's here. I
check
swear.
it out. Check it out. It's awesome shirt. Very good quality. It even says premium right on the tag. So.
There's more than just that there too, though.
Yeah, there's tons
You'll
of stuff
love
like
it.
this hat. Probably seen me wear it
everywhere and anywhere.
Everywhere. I've literally had it since we dropped them. No big deal.
No, not a biggie. Not a biggie. This one might be a biggie.
This one, actually, I think this one's actually fairly small.
This one's pretty fun.
But it is fun. This is a fun one. It's the Super Ball. We've probably all owned one.
Not to be confused with the Super Bowl. It's the Super Ball.
Super Ball. And it's not like a dancing ball. It's like a ball. Like a bouncy ball.
What ball dances? Please enlighten me.
When they used to call a dance a ball.
Or a disco. Oh! I feel really slow. They call dancing a ball. Okay. All right. You got me. That one went really far over my head, but you got me.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
That's an L. It's a big L.
That's a big L. L's in the chat.
Because whoops.
All right. Enough kidding around. We're gonna get serious here about the SCP Foundation because this is serious business.
If you can get serious about a Super Bowl, I mean, let's be honest.
But we're going to, because it is an elusive class, so it is potentially dangerous. Special containment procedures, SCP. I'm just gonna say 18, not saying 0.
We've done that every time, and I'm sick of saying 018 or 018. It's
just saying 18. Is to be contained in its specifically. I said
you did it for 3 times.
Specialty metal restraint inside of a 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter sealed box, lined with heavy synthetic padding. The sealed box is then submerged in the center of the 10 meter by 10 meter by 10 meter polyurethane holding tank. If SCP-18 is to break free from the holding box, the polyurethane-based goo will slide down.
Slippery.
Kinetic activity enough for proper retrieval by containment personnel. Personnel entering SCP-18's holding chamber are to wear specialized plating found inside of SCP-18's observation and a breathing apparatus before being lowered into the polyurethane tank of goo. If SCP-18 is loose outside of the polyurethane tank, personnel are advised to secure themselves in a separate room and close the doorways or hatches to isolate SCP-18 until containment teams arrive.
Do you think it's like the slime from Nickelodeon?
Yes.
That's exactly
100%.
what I would picture when I think of goo.
Yep. Green slime.
Green slime.
It's just a giant box of green slime.
They just have like one of those like at the water parks where like the big bucket tilts. Like when it's like at times.
All right. Description: SCP-18 has the appearance of a super ball made by the Whammo Company in 1969.
69.
It is 6 centimeters in diameter and color red.
For blood.
For blood. When the Blankety Blank Company was hired to clean out a warehouse that had a Whammo merchandise in it, SCP-18 was noted to be able to bounce with extreme height. At the first thought to be a pleasant child's toy. Sorry,
That'd be a
not
dangerous
plastic.
ball.
We don't know what it's made of yet.
Rubber, maybe?
Probably. SCP-18 was able to bounce with over 200% efficiency. That is, if dropped 1 meter, it would bounce 2, then 4, then 8, then 16, and so on. The ball soon became a dangerous projectile, reaching speeds estimated at over 100 kilometers per hour, and the damaging property and injuring 5 in the city of Kansas City. That says blank, but we're saying it was Kansas City.
Kansas. Tornado Alley.
It came to a rest after several days in a nearby lake of Wakatuku.
It's made up as well. It's blank.
And was retrieved by SCP personnel due to the speed of the object and the total surprise by its victims, and no cover story was required or initiated.
Because it was going too fast for them to tell what the fuck it was.
Because it was big news in Kansas City.
It must have been like
tonight on KC-19, Channel 12.
God. It must have been like getting shot is my only thing. Like they're like, we don't need to cover it up because it was like a bullet just went straight through somebody. And like to like
what actually happened today in Kansas City, a 2-year-old
was shot. That's terrible. Oh my
basketball.
God. No, to give you guys better background too, it's 3 feet equals 6 feet, and then 6 feet equals 12 feet, and so on and so forth. So every time it bounces, it's doubling its feet. So it's like, okay, it's just gaining momentum. Like the fuck?
It never stops. It doesn't say that it stops either.
Until it's like a giant freight train that
So it
absolutely
just-
annihilates you.
You drop it a meter and it just goes. Boom, 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 boom.
Could you imagine if this was a
I
cannonball
wonder if it
size?
hits the same spot every time, or if it's erratic.
I would think that if it's jumping more feet every time, it's probably more
Well,
erratic
it doesn't
than
say
anything.
it disobeys the laws of gravity or
yeah.
anything,
Well, I
so-
mean, if it's bouncing straight up and down, does it just keep getting higher and higher?
because
until
like
there's
it would
no
have to
limit?
gain speed.
Interesting. Well, I mean, like if you're a dick and you
I'm
just
not
like,
a
throw it off a
physics
wall, and it's just like,
expert at all.
and then it's breaking shit, and it's like, well, it can't be stopped.
That's
That's
it
fucking
is, they
terrifying.
say super for a reason.
Super Bowl.
You want to take the document?
I'll take the document. This thing's fun. 1804. I fucking did it. Document 18-4. Message to 5 blank. Blank. I hope everything is well. The reason I write to you is because I believe I have found a more effective method for retrieving new escaped SCP objects. Yes, I realize we haven't had any progress in reverse engineering whatever allows this thing to defy the laws of thermodynamics. But we have come up with a very effective method for integrating one of those new SCP-A5 armor suits with this. Just hear me out. We implement it in the bottom of a boot, rig up a little bit of a mechanical device, and ta-da, the suit is now capable of jumping well over a building. Also, if the wearer has their foot against something they want dead, well, let's just say it delivers a hell of a kick. All I need is permission to modify one of those pre-existing SCP-A5 suits, and you'll be able to actually capture blank plus any other escaped SCP objects. Trust me, when have I let you down in the past? Dr. Blank.
I need one. Get me one of these suits immediately.
Could you imagine a hell of a kick though? If it does what it says it does, it literally like pancakes somebody's face.
I got a new sport for us. 2 people with SCP-A5 suits fight
Super
to the
B-ball.
death.
Super B-ball. Like how they had the
Oh.
trampoline basketball, Super B-ball though.
You know what? This could be like a game of Quidditch with the Super Bowl. You wear the suits, and then like you chase the ball, and whoever
Oh,
catches the ball wins.
dude, I want to catch the snitch. That sounds so fucking cool.
Doesn't that sound like a sick
sounds-
game?
I would watch the shit out of that.
People would be bouncing like a mile in the air, like chasing this
Oh my
ball to
God.
space.
So does that mean though, like if these people bounce multiple times, that they're just exponentially getting higher and higher every time? So like
That's
the
what
playing
I get.
field
Like,
is
how do you take that if you're using the Super Bowl basically to
and its
make the
properties do
suits?
what it does?
Yeah. Then how do you stop the bounce?
Next thing you know, he's in space jumping over the moon.
How
It's
do you
like,
stop
look
the
at
person
that.
in the suit? That's what
That's
I
a
want to know.
really good question. Land on your hands. It's the only thing I could think of. Like, just land flat on your back or stomach and just hope you don't bounce anymore.
And us knowing how the SCP works, if people die testing the suits, they really don't
give a
care.
shit. They're like, let them go.
But document 18, 6th letter to Dr. Blank Blank
Blankety blank.
to
blank.
Dr. Blank.
Dr. Black.
Upon assessment, Agent Jambalaya was issued your modified SCP-A5 armor in retrieving SCP blank, and the results are mixed. Agent Jambalaya was able to place the blank collar onto SCP blank, chase it through the Amazon, and restrain it by dismemberment.
Oh shit.
Okay, now we know how to stop it.
You dismember it.
However, due to a malfunction with your little mechanical device, he was launched almost a mile into the air and suffered 2 broken legs, 7 broken ribs, and a missing arm.
What happened to his arm? It's a long way from your foot.
It's just somewhere in the Amazon, bro. A skull fracture upon hitting the water of Lake Hukadahabadaha on the way back down. You will fix that before I authorize your armor for common use. So we learned how you stop it. You don't.
You just don't. You pretty much eviscerate your body till you stop. Okay, document 18-11, message to 5-blank. Blank. You know, I'm going to say alphabet soup. Don't worry. It's fixed. But I have some more ideas. If I can be granted the use of some water from SCP-06, SCP blank, and possibly SCP blank, I can deliver you a set of SCP-A5 armor and an agent that can capture any, if not all, rogue or unattained SCPs. All I'm waiting on is your approval. This is like a mad scientist.
So he wants to use some water from the Fountain of Youth.
Wait a minute.
Because we talked about SCP-06. This is the first time this has happened where another SCP has come up that we've talked about already.
What would you use the Fountain of Youth for? Because it doesn't give you immortality, right? It just like reverts your DNA back to like being damaged. So like if you die, right? If I'm right.
Trying to read this because I don't remember myself.
I mean, we're 16 ahead of that one now. Just give me a little bit of a second. I'm just reading. I know it says something about cellular reconfiguration. So it like, I think it's more of like a healing property than this. Like,
it doesn't like make you go
immortal.
back to immortal. It just like it fixes your imperfections basically.
So if you break your arm is fixed.
Yeah.
Basically.
Exactly. It chemically balances you back to normal.
And just a little. And which one was that? Number 18? Am I right here? I have to look back because I don't know if I said it which one it was. That was 18.
Yeah, it was 18.
And that was a Super Bowl. Because Super Balls be super bally.
Actually, I think
Do you have a bouncy ball?
I don't. I was just looking for
'Cause, I
SCP-19.
mean, I'd fucking whip a bouncy ball right now and see what it does.
No, I don't have a bouncy ball. That's usually something I try to like have. I used to. Oh, I do have a bouncy ball. But we're not whipping it around in here. I just remembered. I have all of my stuff from my old desk when I worked at the car dealership, and I had a bouncy ball, and we used to throw it at the wall in there
and try to catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do that type of shit. Or hacky sacks. Hacky sacks were pretty big.
Yeah.
Too much fun.
Too much fun. So I do have a bouncy ball, but we're not gonna throw it against the wall in here.
SCP-19.
The monster pot. Object class Keter. I don't remember.
This is dangerous.
Yeah,
this is the dangerous
super
one.
dangerous
I'm
one,
pretty
right?
sure this is the highest classification of danger, where it goes safe, Euclid, Keter. Keter, I think it's how you say it.
Keter.
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 So
dangerous.
do with that as you must.
You take that with a grain of salt.
Special containment procedure SCP-19 is to be kept on a wide grate in a 3 meter by 3 meter by 4 meter reinforced concrete room. Oh, damn.
Why great?
I don't know. Wide kept on a wide grate. Guess we're gonna find out. Installed with an incinerator.
Oh.
Room is to be kept at 0 degrees Celsius.
Oh.
With incubator is not activated.
Incinerator.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. I was like, you
Incinerator.
can't incubate this
Yeah,
monster.
we're not incubating it. We're incinerating it, people. An observation chamber separated by a plate glass window is to be used for constant observation of SCP-19. And when specimens of SCP-19-2 are observed, the incinerator is to be activated. In the event of an outbreak of SCP-19-2, ordinary firearms are successful in terminating individual specimens. Although, in the case of a swarm-level outbreak, flamethrowers may be more effective.
Rock and roll!
Let's go!
Fuck yeah.
SCP-19 should be kept in a vertical position at all times. Description. SCP-19 appears to be a very large ceramic vase, 1.8 meters in diameter at the mouth, and 2.4 meters high. Style and decoration indicate it was created in a classical Greece. Classical Greece artwork, people. Although conclusive, dating is impossible. It is in this world.
Oh, God.
As the surface is entirely unbreakable, but any known means if a successful method is discovered. SCP-19 is to be destroyed with prejudice.
All I can think of is like the tiny violin, like.
Periodically, entities emerge from SCP-19. Collectively, these are known as SCP-19-2. The entities vary in aspects but tend to be small, vaguely humanoid, though they may have animated features, and extremely hostile. They often choose to attack with their teeth or claws, although fairly delicate, although surprisingly flammable. They are reasonably strong and pose a considerable threat in large numbers.
So they're like gremlins. Humanoid gremlins.
Little gremlins. They come out of the pot.
Don't feed them after midnight. That's all I got to say.
We're going to learn a little bit about them because this actually gave us some details about the specimen themselves.
When kept at 0 degrees Celsius and totally at rest, entities will emerge from SCP-19 at a rate of approximately 1 entity per hour. The following traits are known to affect SCP-19-2's manifestation rate: movement, threat to SCP-19, extreme temperature high and lows, sudden shift in surrounding environment, introduction of objects and organisms to the inside of SCP-19, known to cause a flood reaction. Oh shit. Traits that may not influence SCP-19-2's manifestation rate: presence of human life near SCP-19, current weather patterns. Specific individuals near SCP-19 are some individuals seem to affect SCP-19-2's emergence rate more drastically than others. In addition, tipping or tilting SCP-19 will create a reaction as though it was previously filled with SCP-19-2 specimens. Although viewers looking into SCP-19 from above will merely observe a dark hole due to the production rates of SCP-19-2, when the object is disturbed, measurement of the internal cavity is difficult, but it is to I'm having mumblefucks. But is suspected to be inconsistent with the outside measurement. Addendum document SCP-19-2-A. SCP-19-2 notes, as maintained by Dr. Light and Dr. Vox. A date, blank, blank, blank. SCP-19-2 specimen was removed from the containment chamber and kept in reinforced pen, provided with water and live chickens as food.
Nice.
Nice. Specimen made quite continuous, garbled vocalizations. Oh my god.
That's what I imagine they sound like.
Determined to be phonetically similar to ancient Hellenic languages. I have no idea. Although
that's what I picture.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Garbly-goo.
Garbly-gooky. Reasons for this is unknown. Specimens are still thought to be no more intelligent than animals.
The specimen lived for less than 48 hours and is dissected, revealed anatomy consistent on a cellular level with the normal biology, but with an extremely unstable musculoskeleton structure. Other notable anomalies included an unstable respiratory system, nearly non-existent digestive system, and virtually no other internal organs. All other captured specimens have followed similar patterns or behaviors in demise. Note, it appears that SCP-19-2 specimens were not intended to live for meaningful amounts of time outside of SCP-19. Dr. Vox. Containment unit was slightly damaged following prolonged exposure to SCP-19-2 specimen missed by the monitoring team because of a potential transparency. This has not been noted in SCP-19 before. Monitoring teams will continue to report further anomalies. Some other date. Monitoring teams report some specimens of SCP-19-2 now appear to be specifically more resistant to incineration than others. It is hypothesized that this is a defense mechanism on the part of SCP-19. So the pot is apparently have some type of sentient.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a sentient pot that breeds life. And then another date, blank, blank, blank. Most specimens of SCP-19-2 are now all but entirely resistant to the effects of the incinerator. Replacement of incinerator with an acid bath is being considered. Evolution of SCP-19-2 is being studied and may be evidence of sentience in SCP-19. A sentient monster pot.
With living muscle monsters. Shreks.
That's Shreks.
Little Shreks.
That's just fucking terrifying, though, to be completely brutally honest with you. Like, it spawns little gremlins where it's like a fucking video game where it's like, it's got a never-ending loop.
We need a video game called Monster Pot where you just try to kill these monsters running out of this pot.
You don't know which pot is the monster pot, and all of a sudden you knock one over and it's just a flood of them. And it's like, oh,
it's like
shit.
Stepping on a spider that has eggs in it, and then just all the spiders go everywhere.
That would be fucking terrifying. Like, that would actually be terrifying.
Is it basically saying that the monsters are a defense thing for the pot to keep itself from harm?
Kind of. It seems like that, because it's like only certain triggers make the spawn rate of these beings faster. And then if not, it's every once an hour it's spitting out little babies. So it's like if it feels, what do you want to call it? Like
secure. It's probably
it's like
spit one or two monsters out.
But if it's like,
yo,
I'm in a high tension area where something's trying to attack me, it's like, bleh, bleh, take my babies, attack babies. I get to see people now just like punting them away. It's just like
kicking them like a football.
SCP. Is it 18 with the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
People are just walking in, just boom, boom.
Oh my god, wearing that suit and kicking those would be so fun, dude. Be able to kick them like halfway across the world.
You can just see him splat against the back wall and just complete splatter.
You're like, just in this cement room, just kicking these things and like, dude, curling yourself into the ball and just like running at the wall.
You just stick your hands back and put your feet up and let them run at you. Just like bam, bam. Just splat. Oh, that'd be fucked up, but that would be fucking awesome. I mean,
that'd be so fun.
I'm not like one for like super gore, but like I don't know, if like little gremlin things are attacking
me, leave the room, you're just covered in monster blood.
It's just goo, and you're just like, "Sup, guys? Had a good day today."
What did you do? Oh, I was just in SCP-19's room with a SCP-5,
splatting them against the wall. Oh, we're terrible people.
Are we though? I think everyone would probably want to do that.
I would hope so, because it sounds pretty rad.
It sounds pretty rad to me.
Pretty fucking rad.
This next SCP though,
I mean, this one
Just the name of it gives me a lot of different
The
things that it
heebie-jeebies?
could be because it's the unseen mold.
SCP-20 Object Class Cater. Special containment procedures. Samples of SCP-20 are stored in a series of sealed cultivation chambers inside a sealed containment room at Biological Research Area 12, which is accessible only via airlock. Nutrients are administered via automated robotic systems, as the cultivation chamber must remain sealed at all times. Hermetically sealed video surveillance cameras are installed within the containment room and must be checked daily for integrity. Any personnel entering the containment room must wear biosafety level 5 equipment, which seems pretty fucking heavy because level 5 is probably pretty up there, is my guess.
Probably.
We've only dealt with like level 2s and 3s, so
Yeah.
including rebreathers, and undergo full antifungal disinfection upon exiting. Description: SCP-20 is a fast-spreading fungal organism that is capable of affecting the senses and behavior of living creatures,
Ooh.
including humans. Samples of SCP-20 exhibit an unknown effect that renders them effectively invisible to detect or to direct observation. When under a microscope, SCP-20 is only visible to humans when viewed through a photographic or video surveillance.
Oh, damn.
You can take over. That sounds fucking wild.
That sounds insane. So you could only see it through a phone camera or something.
It's like one of those like ghosts where like you take a picture and it's not there, and it's there, just like we took.
Yeah. So maybe we caught
The unseen ghost.
the unseen ghost,
But
the
it's not
unseen
mold.
shadow person.
What if it really did eat somebody and one of us has just been replaced?
Oh shit.
Looking at you, Chase.
Are we sure that's Chase anymore?
I don't know. Alex, are you real?
Are you real?
I don't know.
I see us on a screen, so we could be mold.
Ah, shit, I've been infected. My behavioral is
no.
different. I mean, we're talking about splatting things across the back wall. Like, are we actually real people right now?
Life's a simulation, folks. And
Look
we're
at-
just here to catch the glitches.
Jesus.
That was so cheesy.
I gotta catch the glitches.
Glitchmon.
There was a bad code put in my my programming, and now I'm here.
I have a virus.
Right, continue.
Okay. Back to the unseen mold. Once SCP-20 forms a colony, usually within a human residence, it will produce spores that affected the behavior of humans around it. Affected subjects will increase the heat and humidity within their homes to create an environment more suitable for the growth of SCP-20. So you just consciously do this.
I sweat when I sleep, so I must be a spore warden.
Affected subjects also become more sociable in many cases and often invite acquaintances to their homes to further spread of the organism.
Oh my god.
As the spores and mold colonies are invisible to affected subjects, the mold may sometimes grow directly on living subjects. As the spores and colonies within a home approach critical concentration, thank you, the health of affected human subjects will rapidly deteriorate, resulting in immediate death. Not
Cancer.
immediate, just death.
Sounds like cancer.
Further spread of the mold may occur as the bodies of any deceased subjects are encountered by emergency responders and healthcare agents, as well as transportations of bodies to local morgues. SCP-20 was first encountered in Redacted, where an uncovered SCP agent noted dramatic personality changes in personal working at the local hospital. Personnel, sorry.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, you want to come over?
Yeah, you want some drinks?
I got drinks.
Come on my house. It's like 95 degrees in here, but
It is
come
hot.
on.
It's cold outside. Hot in my house. Come on over.
It's muggy.
Come on over. We're having a mold party.
Fuck. You want a spore, man?
Not mushrooms. You can't see them.
Oh my
I don't know. I got them.
You want to take some caps, man?
Invisible caps.
Oh my god.
Upon investigation by a containment team, it was discovered that almost every, so I'm going to guess that that's every, civilian had been infected, as well as a majority of the town. So yes,
tons of people.
Tons. Yeah, that's the word they projected.
Almost tons of civilians.
Tons of civilians. The civilian population was terminated and the town incinerated under cover of a local flash fire. What?
To date, over 12 outbreaks of SCP-20 have been reported. Investigations are currently underway to determine the source of these outbreaks and possible preventative natures.
Boom! Pure Cheney.
You're not wrong. Oh shit, they all died of like a plague thing. What if it was just the spores?
What if it was?
This honestly sounds like it could be real. Because there's been things like that.
I don't know.
Man.
You tell us.
Yeah, you guys are the ones telling me what to do.
Comment down below.
Addendum 20-1. Experts from the audio/video mission recorders of Mobile Task Force ETA-10 see no evil. That's awesome. That's a sweet name for a task force.
Fuck yeah.
During the initial containment of SCP-20 on Redacted, T2 lead. Team 2 moving to the Red House. Team 2 comm. Copy. UAV 1 is picking up the heat signature. T2 lead. Team 2 in place. Ready to BR.
Door opening.
At this point, a civilian woman appeared in the doorway holding a kitchen knife. Video surveillance showed that nearly 2/3 of her face was covered in mold growths. Well, hello there, gentlemen. Care to take a breather inside?
On the ground! Drop the weapon!
Don't be silly. Come on in and stay a while.
Stop! Where you are! Drop the weapon!
We just want to have some guests. Please come in.
Drop the fucking weapon!
I like how this is explicit. It's like, it's fucking. It is assumed that at this point, the infected civilian noticed T2-4 carrying a primed incendiary weapon and lunged forward at the team members with the knife. Data expunged.
Fuck you! That's what
Fuck you!
Open the door! Open fire!
And then I can
screaming.
Flame. And then it's flamethrower. Damn,
man, that got intense.
I really like how it was like, copy, UAV 1 is picking up a heat signature. Like, that's fucking sweet. That's the first one where we've had an actual task force go and mow some people down. And then we got one more for you guys after the unseen mold. And this one, I have no idea. It's safe, but it says skin worm.
So there's no need to worry about this one.
Worm. It says WYRM. Worm? Worm?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I don't know. That's why I'm like, is it a worm? Maybe.
All right. SCP-21. Object class, safe.
Blackjack.
Special containment procedures. SCP-21 is an obligated parasite of the human body. Right? Obligated? Is that the word? Okay, yeah.
Obligate? I think
that doesn't sound like a real word. Containment, therefore, is no more difficult than containing an adult human. Most cells will surface. Item is currently housed in a detention cell 217. Sorry. A. We're on 21. That's why I said that. On subject D-139, only Class D personnel are eligible for hosting SCP-21. As long as a given subject survives as a host for SCP-21, he is exempt from normal monthly terminations of Class D personnel.
The fuck is happening?
So you're safe from being fired if you survive it?
Or dying? Oh, this is cool. Description. SCP-21 takes the form of a large, elaborate tattoo of a serpentine dragon. The Oriental style, covering approximately 0.8 square meters of the skin. This tattoo is fully animate within the confines of the host's skin and behaves largely as a normal animal would. Albeit in only 2 dimensions, the tattoo's movement causes constant pain to its host. Comparable and similar in character to simultaneous tattooing and tattoo removal on a large scale. The organism tends to spend most of the time on the near torso, SCP-21 displays no intelligence beyond a basic pattern of feeding and locomotion, although actually measuring the intelligence of a two-dimensional life form has proven impossible thus far. That's fucking bad
It's a
ass!
two-dimensional tattoo.
It's a fucking dragon tattoo that moves! I want
And
it!
eats.
I want it!
It's very painful, though.
I've always wanted, like, anything like dragon, anime, samurai, and Greek mythology.
Worm. It's like a dragon, I think, like a wyvern.
Yeah, that's kind of what I got when I thought about it too. When I said a dragon tattoo,
I honestly, at first, I was thinking like a worm.
I was thinking a little like,
but then it would have just been worm.
But dude, a fucking dragon, like you just have like a full fucking like chest side piece of a dragon that moves, like badass.
All right, well, let's learn how this dragon tattoo feeds, because yes, it does feed upon you. SCP-21 appears to feed exclusively on pigments in the host's skin.
Oh fuck.
This can include melanin, in which case the subject appears to be suffering from vitiligo.
I'm pretty sure that's when you get the pigments of skin that are like lighter than the rest of your skin. Yeah. I think that's what that is.
However, the organism shows a marked preference for other tattoos and will seek out and devour these before restoring to natural pigments.
It eats other tattoos.
We got a tattoo eating monster here, folks.
What?
Me and Trevor would be in a lot of pain.
My whole fucking leg is done up. I don't want that. It hurts so bad.
It should be noted that the feeding process itself, beyond the sensation of movement, is painless. Normal tattoo ink simply vanishes as it's eating. Okay, that's kind of cool.
That's pretty badass. Then you could just get more tattoos after that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Endless tattoos.
You can get a real shitty one and then be like, eat it. Just eat it. Get it gone.
The organism maintains a constant size and no excretions have been observed. It doesn't poop.
That's too bad.
That's sad.
Too bad.
I'm sad now. I really wish they would have said it pooped.
It's just got little brown spots behind it everywhere it goes.
You just get really ashy in that spot.
Oh my god.
Just like dandruff of can't stop rubbing.
Dude, that'd be so fucking funny. Or like it's peeling where like it's pooping, it just starts peeling like a tattoo does when it heals.
The organism is capable of clearing over 0.6 meters of skin per hour. One may feed SCP-21 by quickly tattooing fruits or small animals on the host.
What? SCP-21 can be transferred between hosts by various forms of physical contact, with differing rates of success. In the case of successful transfer, the organism simply swims from one person to the other. Sexual intercourse appears to be the most reliable method of transfer, with a 93% rate of transmission. However, due to the severe pain involved, this is less than ideal. Contact between two open wounds is generally preferable. Transfer is most complicated in deceased subjects, though not unreasonably so. The organism suffers no ill effects from death of its host and continues to consume pigments. Transmission between species is unknown. Previous tests suggest that it is either impossible or exceedingly rare.
Some people might be into that.
Just could you imagine how much that would fucking hurt having sex and all of a sudden it's like, hey, you have a tattoo going up your wiener. Like, bruh! What's going on?
93% effective.
That's pretty good success rate.
Pretty good success rate.
That's pretty high. You're batting over 500.
Yeah.
Got some swimmers in there, eh?
Knocking it out the park every time.
Dinger.
SCP-21 does confer some benefits to its host. The tattoo has been proven to accelerate the release and reuptake of epinephrine and decrease lactic acid buildup, providing boosts of strength, confidence, and pain tolerance in successful sensations and reducing the usual after effects of weakness and fatigue. So you're just a Superman after
I fucking need this.
You're just like, whoa, jacked all the time and just ready to go.
I can't stand getting cramps, so this sounds pretty great.
It does. Not hurting after doing physical activities. Let's go. In addition, the tattoo seems to have some beneficial effect on the host's immune system. Aggression profiles its host are generally higher than average, though whether this is a direct effect of the tattoo or simply a reduction to the constant pain remains to be seen. The symbiotic relationship is usually limited by how long the host can tolerate such pain in everyday life. This has accumulated in suicide in a number of subjects. In rare cases, hosts have also fallen victim to fatal skin infections.
Fuck.
SCP-21's origin and nature are a mystery. Tracing its transmission from host to host is hardly feasible when the confines of sensory and the organism could well be hundreds of years old, if not more. Nevertheless, and SCP-21's capability is one of the longest in the Foundation's history at nearly, who knows, years, and has been very educational thus far. Current research focuses mainly on observing the characteristics of life in 2 dimensions.
That's fucking wild. That's wild.
That's freaking sweet, dude. It's living art.
I never expected the last one that we were gonna do tonight was gonna be an almost an almost sentient tattoo. Or I mean, it is because it eats and it like moves around, but like
it's a 2D life form that lives in another dimension.
That's
thus potentially proving
it's so fucking
life
cool.
Can exist beyond the dimensions we know.
There's probably a 5th dimension that we don't know about.
We're gonna learn so much about these things potentially in the future.
You got an X and a Y axis, but then what about the M axis? Oh,
or the A.
Or the A. Who knows? I'm not a physicist, nor am I good at any of that.
No, me either. I can make up stuff though.
I'll make up stuff like a boss. I would really, I mean, I can deal with pain, and I think a moving tattoo would be pretty fucking awesome.
It would be pretty sweet.
So I don't know if I would be like, I hate the idea of eating my other tattoos, but then I could be like, look, I have a canvas. I'm a blank slate, baby.
I wonder if it immediately looks out for the other tattoo. Like as soon as you start
getting, sharking
what if you're
around?
just getting tatted and it's just following
and it's just
you can never get tatted.
It's like the snake
endless
game where it's just like it just can't eat itself. What if it did eat itself? Like the Aurora Borealis thing where it's like the snake eating its tail, and all of a sudden it's just like there's nothing else to eat, so it just starts going in a circle and just punk.
Did you know snakes can actually eat their own tail? Like it's been found of snakes eating their tail.
Like, do they actually ingest it and digest
it?
And
then they die because they ate themselves.
What the fuck is wrong with animals?
Isn't that crazy though?
That is pretty wild, actually. I mean, our world has many species of real living things that are fucking crazy, like toads that spit poison out of their eyes and fucking every other thing you can really think of under the sun. Like, to be honest, if we did a planet what is it? What's that show on Animal Planet or Discovery where it's Planet Earth, is it? Or something like that, where they dive deep into
Planet Earth's a movie.
Is it? Oh shit.
A documentary series.
That might be the one I'm thinking of then, because where they cover crazy animals in depth and they're in the rainforest and they take crazy videos of this shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Tons of shows out there like that.
Oh yeah. I could even imagine. But I want a tattoo that eats itself. That'd be fucking badass.
Yeah, me too.
So we had
maybe
a monster pot, a super ball, a sentient motherfucking dragon tattoo,
and a shadow person.
That's a pretty diverse lineup right there.
That is a huge lineup. And remember, folks, you can find us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Podbean. You can find us on Twitter at What Goes Bump. You can find us on Instagram at What Goes Bump. What Goes Bump Pod. Sorry. What Goes Bump Pod. It's all down there in the description. I don't got to say it to you. You can just click on the link.
If you found us, you found everything else, most likely.
It's all there. What do you think we are?
Tell your family.
Newbies? No. This is our 93rd episode, folks. And we are so happy you decided to join us. And if you haven't done it already, make sure you hit that like button and the sub button or the follow button, or comment down below what you think of this episode. And also, we really, 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 really want to do a listener special where one of you submits,
or multiples of you,
or multiple, depending on how long your story it is. It could be a 5-minute read. As long as it's submitted to us, we'll read it on the podcast. If you want to type out your personal ghost story.
If you want to be on the podcast,
and
you can't make it here, we can set up what we're doing right now and have you in a little box next to us.
Like we did with Tommy. This is something that we're going to be trying to do more and more of. We want to be able for you guys to see our faces. We want to be able to interact with you more. We want to be able to talk to you directly through the comments. Like, we're getting more comfortable doing this, so we should only be getting more comfortable hanging out with you guys, because you honestly motivate us to continue to do this week in, week out, day in, day out.
We talk about this every day. So this is our lives.
We literally live this. This is our lives. We're constantly planning things for the future. And something for the future is having an episode truly dedicated to you guys, brought to you by you guys, and basically produced by you. So that's just our way of showing our respect, is giving you your own episode.
We are your platform.
And as soon as we have enough content to create that episode, whether it be having you on the show, scheduling an interview with you, or whatever it is, reading a creepypasta or telling one of your stories, it's up to you. It's your episode. We just need the feedback to be able to make it happen. And the way you can do that is by using everything down there in the description, and contact us, email us at whatgoesbumppodcast@gmail.com, and just give us your thoughts. Give us whatever it is that you want us to share on the podcast. And I'm just rambling in circles because it means a lot to me. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna pour Seamus. Give us your money.
Yes, and if you want to help the podcast, our Cash App and Venmo is down below. Feel free to donate to the pod. Every proceed donated to us will go to
better equipment,
and
investigations,
potentially helping us book investigations in the future, because we ain't rich. We're just like all of you. We're just normal people.
We're scraping by.
We got bills to pay and stuff like that too. But if we can have the support from you guys to help move the podcast along further than it already is, well, who are we to say don't do it?
Please and thank you. Because we love you guys.
And hopefully you guys will continue. We'll try to make this a weekly thing. Don't know exactly what time Thursdays will be on, but expect us to be live on YouTube most Thursdays coming forward. And then a couple days or so after the podcast episode will come out. So if you want to hear it right away, come join us on the old tube. And remember, folks,
to keep your ears and eyes open for what really goes
bump in the light.
I love you.
We love you. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.